world headquarters of common sense.
Talk Radio.
Let's talk to David, who's in Malaysia. Hello, David.
Hello, Mike. Great
doing?
to talk to you.
Yeah.
Mike, I'm a huge fan.
Thank
I'm a
you.
huge fan of your program, of Julia's show, of your own show. But I'm disturbed by your coverage of this Ukraine situation. I feel it's so one-sided. I think you're taking the Western propaganda view of what's happening there. You're not giving us the context. You're not giving us the history. Mike, you know,
Which particular bit of context would you like? Well, hang on. What particular bit of context would you like to insert?
Okay, Mike, I think we need to go back in history and look at what's been happening here, looking at NATO expansion, looking at the USA foreign policy over the last 25 years. People are not fools, Mike. They can see what's happening. And this Western propaganda...
What do you think is happening?
What
do you think is happening in Ukraine, David?
I think what has happened, Mike, is that Russia has invaded Ukraine. That is unforgivable. I accept that.
Right.
I think it's
And
unfortunate.
that is the context, isn't it?
But no, Mike.
Well,
Mike,
it is, though.
That's looking at the proximate cause of this conflict. You're not looking at why this has happened. Look back, Mike. Take some time just to look back 10 years, 20 years to what this situation really is.
What makes you think I haven't done that?
Well, okay, Mike, let me put this to you. Put the counterfactual. Russia and Mexico, or Russia and Canada. If Russia was expanding into Canada or Mexico, do you think the USA would stand for it? Mike, it's obvious.
That's a ludicrous comparison, though, isn't it? You know it is.
I don't think so, Mike.
Yes,
Mike,
it is.
I don't think it is.
Yes, it is, because Russia would never go into Canada or Mexico, and there's a very good reason for that. The reason why this is happening is because Russia, as it is now, is a very much denuded empire, and therefore the people who now run Russia, i.e. Vladimir Putin, wants to see some of that empire coming back. Now, you can't tell me that the reason why that's happened is because somebody's made an offer or a gesture or a suggestion about the expansion of NATO or the expansion of the European Union. I've said many times, and you may have heard me say it, that I thought Angela Merkel was wrong to extend the hand of friendship to Ukraine, and she never should have done that. But that does not excuse the armed forces of a mighty country like Russia invading and killing people. Does it?
Mike, nobody's promoting war. Nobody wants war. Nobody wants this situation.
Well, you seem to be trying to justify it, though.
I'm not trying to justify it, Mike. I'm trying to get people round a table to talk about this, to talk about why it's happened and what we need to do about it. To de-escalate this, not as these correspondents, you keep getting generals and so on Julie Hartley-Brewer. I mean, basically, they're talking this conflict up. We're supplying arms to them, we'll give them more bombs.
I don't think that's true. Well, we are in the business.
We should be doing, Mike.
David, we're in the business of reporting what's happening, okay? And if things are happening, we will report them. If arms are being handed to Ukraine by the British, which they are, then we're going to say so. We're not going to not say so, are we?
Mike, we should not be getting involved in this.
Well, that's a different argument. That's a different argument. Your original argument, you're like the Vladimir Putin of Malaysia. You know, your original argument was that we weren't reporting the facts. Now that you don't like the facts that we're reporting, you say we shouldn't be doing it.
Mike, I stand by what I'm saying. You're not reporting the facts. You've reported none of the history of this situation.
The history is not what we're reporting. You know, you don't watch the news for history. You want to watch the History Channel for history. The news is being reported as it happens.
Mike, that is short-termism. This is what's being sold to the British people. Oh, Russia's invaded Ukraine.
Well, they have.
Russia's bad.
How is that wrong?
Ukraine is good.
How is that wrong?
It's simplistic, Mike.
I haven't ever said that.
It's simplistic.
I haven't ever said that. In fact, I said, hang on, David, I actually said the exact reverse this morning. I said it is a mistake to make out that all Ukrainians are good and all Russians are bad. Those were my words. Did you hear me say that?
Yeah, I did, Mike.
Thank you very much indeed. Cheerio. Bye-bye.
Good talk.
Hot talk. Bold talk. Talk radio.
Listen on your smart speaker.
Watch it live on your smart TV.
The world headquarters of common sense.
Talk Radio.